Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Xinfin Network, aka XDC. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first off, I will say this. We have been seeing some major announcements in the last few days. I'm sure that, I'm not the first one to, really kind of report on them. I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about my thoughts on it, if it is actually something monumental or not. But also, talking more so about XDC, I want to let you guys know that, price action right now in this market does not really matter to me. In fact, I actually welcome in this, sideways momentum. And I kind of dislike having some of these tokens actually pumping. I know that that kind of sounds weird to say, but I'm sure that there's a few other individuals out there that are probably like, man, I really wish that, XDC kind of just stays, trading sideways so I can accumulate for a lot longer. And yes, this is exactly why I have said, I welcome in this, sideways momentum where it's just kind of trading in a sort of, crab walk, if you will, where it's really kind of just bouncing between like 2 to 3 cents. And it's very similar to Casper as well. Both of these tokens are kind of moving within the same sort of price range, 2 to 3 cents. And I welcome that. In fact, I actually welcome any sort of lower price action as well, because I do think that this is a perfect area to really kind of accumulate a little bit more and average into some heavier positions. So I'm really welcoming the price action recently. I know a lot of people have been kind of getting discouraged by the sideways momentum, but I welcome it. I think that's great. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. But also, we've been talking about the Impul bridge for a while. In fact, going back to July 9th is when we really kind of seen a lot more updates around this. But this is offering a lot more usability of XDC as a token, but also even provides a lot more, use case to the network itself. In fact, it has a collateral option using the XDC network in general. And we recently just seen a major update actually around this, where they did add Bitcoin to the ISO 222 financial messaging on the XDC network. Now, is this a huge, update? Is this, extremely bullish or anything like that? Honestly, I would say this. I think that this is actually pretty cool because it allows for, an actual use case to be put behind Bitcoin. This is actually opening the doors for Bitcoin to actually have a proven use case to be utilized within, of course, a messaging system. Now, beforehand, when we really kind of look at Bitcoin, it is used for a speculative store of value. So to actually have a use case like this where, Xinfin is really kind of opening the door for this, or if you will, Impul, it's something monumental. And we actually do see down here, Impul was pleased to announce today that Bitcoin has been added to the ISO 222 financial messaging API as an option or an optional collateral for making payments. This, addition enables Bitcoin to be used in the instant settlement process for traditional banking services and other organizations that utilize the new ISO 222 messaging standard. It offers the opportunity for improved customer experience, increased security, and significant operational or operating, cost savings. So this is very exciting, and I really do think that this is great. And we also do see down here, through its collaboration with Dymo and Wanchain, Impul's user base can now move Bitcoin from its native network to the XDC network as a wrapped digital asset called XBitcoin, referred to as an XRC20 token. Both Dymo and Wanchain, aim to make the blockchain ecosystem completely interoperable, one bridge at a time. We see this bridge between Bitcoin and the XDC networks as an important step in creating real-world interoperability in the blockchain ecosystem. And I do think that it is something pretty, special as well. And we do see down here the One Bridge uses an advanced, version of the lock, mint, burn, unlock method to transfer digital assets between blockchains. And of course, down here, when moving Bitcoin to the XDC network, it is locked on the Bitcoin network by the bridge's nodes before the XBitcoin is minted on the XDC network. The XBitcoin can then be used as collateral for ISO 222 payments. So, again, providing a use case standard for Bitcoin is awesome, and also around Impul in general, it is a huge solution. I do think that this is actually going to be a pretty large player around the Xinfin ecosystem, and I'm very excited for a lot more innovation happening from Impul. They are a great name, and I've talked to you guys about them quite a bit. And in fact, we also do see another update around it. This is from, of course, the co-founder of Xinfin, saying R3 Corda application developers can now interact with XDC network via the bridge. Now, I know that a lot of you are probably all aware that Impul has They're basically the first bridge to the R3 Corda blockchain. But this is actually going to allow for more applications to be built out on the XDC network, as well as application developers from R3 Corda to actually transition over to the XDC network and actually utilize the XDC network. I think that this is actually really large in regards to the scope of this, and I think that as we do kind of move forward on, like I said, Impul is going to be a spotlighted use case. And we also do see over here, going back 7 days ago, Impul and Globiance announced strategic partnership. Globiance is an XDC, ecosystem token. We do see up here, Impul and Globiance are pleased to announce today a memorandum of understanding (MOU) between Oliver Marco La Rosa, founder and CEO of Globiance, and Troy S. Wood, CEO and founder of Impul. The MOU establishes a mutual partnership to bring blockchain technology to Globiance's traditional banking services that will improve customer experience, security, and provide significant operating cost savings. And down here we do see, them mentioned like the ISO 222 standard. Globiance will implement Impul's API with optional instant settlement ability using XDC, the native coin on the XDC network, XRC20 tokens, such as Globiance's native token GBEX or stablecoins. And notice what they are saying here, right? When we look at this, this is why I've always said like XDC plays a pivotal role with almost every single portion of this process. It is basically utilized as the settlement liquidity source. XDC is going to be used on a lot of like the use cases that we do see launching on Xinfin, obviously, as you guys are probably all aware of. But this actually takes me a little bit back to like the Trada, token announcement when we first seen it, where a lot of people were saying like XDC, is kind of being replaced. There's really no use case for XDC, so why should we even buy it? Again, remember, everything is going to be sourced and settled through XDC, and it's going to be pretty large. And we do see down here, both Globiance and Impul's projects are built and operate on the XDC network, a layer 1 blockchain protocol that is highly optimized bespoke fork of Ethereum. And they do break down the entire, breakdown behind it. And we do see down here like security is important at Impul, and financial transactions are routed through a highly secure API utilizing a layer 2 solution that prevents data exposure to unauthorized parties. It was developed by a team with decades of information, technology experience in providing secure technology infrastructure for banks and fintechs. And yeah, it's pretty secure. And also, I'm really excited for a lot more to be really kind of launching out on, the Xinfin ecosystem. Just remember, we just talked about a major metaverse project on my NFT channel. That is, of course, the meta blocks. And then also, we just seen a major update around the NFT marketplace era for, XDC as well. Beta V 1.6.3 is here in preparation for update. The website will be offline for some time, starting, 11:59 p.m. UTC. And here you guys have that update. What's new? Search for your favorite NFTs and collections. And yeah, I think that this is great. Remember, NFTs are like an awesome way to engage with like the retail individuals. I always say like NFTs are always looked down upon, but it does open the door for a lot more, retail incentives as well as retail use cases. And we do see down here like what's new. Search for your favorite NFTs and collections. Filter and sort NFTs and collections on Discover and Collection pages. Top collections section on the homepage shows collections with the highest trade volumes. Added USD prices for all XDC amounts as well. And then what's new? Fixed user profile loading bug. Improved selector for existing collections on NFT page, etc. So love to see it. I'm very excited for a lot of these use cases to fully launch out on Xinfin. Remember, like I do think that Xinfin is lacking in regards to like the retail area. So, really kind of hyping up the substance around like NFTs and the metaverse in general on Xinfin is where I'm really kind of looking at. And I'm very excited for this. Also, last but not least, we also do see over here industry perspectives why digital trade is set to surge across the Middle East. So this goes back to, of course, just recently yesterday. It was more so talking about like, how financial institutions are, preparing for, digital trade solutions. And this is like a little bit of a talk breakdown. So first off, we do see down here like is trade finance digitization gaining pace in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and broader MENA region? What has changed over the last 5 years? And we do see down here like as the rest of the world, digitization is starting to pick up pace across the MENA region in the last 5 years. We have seen emerging technologies such as distributed ledger technology start to be implemented, and we have seen significant regulatory changes. And of course, they do mention like the model law, the electronic transferable records as well. And Down here, we do see them mentioning a few names around like the banking sector. For example, through our network with HSBC, SAB has been able to, offer some market-leading technologies in terms of trade finance portals and digital platforms. But I also do like the fact that they are mentioning DLT up here. Yes, I do believe that like this is most likely, mentioned around like Xinfin, for example. Xinfin is like a perfect name around this. And funny enough, we actually did see a little bit of a let on here. So first off, we do see here like what digital trade finance tools are meeting the requirements of banks and corporates in the region. In the past, banks built up their own digital platforms, but they are now becoming more flexible in terms of connectivity with third-party platforms, whether a client is choosing a digital application for a specific transaction. For example, guarantees or receivables finance, or whether they are looking for complete trade finance functionality. Now, down here, they are mentioning Contour. Now, I've talked to you guys about Contour in the past. In fact, the funny thing is that going back over here with this bridge to the R3 Corda, Contour is actually a pretty large name on R3, and they are a leading name around trade finance as well. They are actually a very large name, I should say. And it's funny that they are mentioning that within this article, more so talking about how they have this solution. Now, of course, is it directly tied to Xinfin or anything like that? No, I'm just saying like there is a bridge to it within Xinfin. But I also do believe that XDC, or I should say like the Xinfin ecosystem, will play a pivotal role within trade finance nonetheless. And we do see down here in Saudi Arabia, at least 70% of our trade finance book is Sharia compliant. A lot of the clients insist on Sharia compliant financing, right from the governmental levels to SMEs. So it is absolutely fundamental that we have an Islamic, variant across all products and digital offerings. And that are more so talking about, their digital solutions within the trade finance sector. Again, they do mention, Contour down here, which, it's to ensure that they are working in a Sharia compliant manner. And then what drove SAB to join Contour, and what's your take on the progress today? And again, like they are mentioning more so about Contour down here. I don't believe that they do mention any more DLT, but I know that they did say DLT up at the top. But the funny thing is, down here, the more digitization we have in place, the easier it is for us as financial institutions to put liquidity into the system. This is also why I say, pay attention to the digital trade solutions. Like they actually do mention down here, like by accelerating digital trade solutions, we can really work to tackle the trade finance gap in the MENA region. Yes, I do believe that that's also why, we should be paying attention to, Xinfin in general. Like they are providing great solutions to actually tackle that finance gap. Or trade finance gap, but also they are providing liquidity as well. This is why I've always said like around like the Trada token itself. That's actually a pretty monumental thing because that is also providing liquidity under XDC. Like XDC is going to be the settlement token around trade finance, especially if it is fully adopted in. We still have a long ways to go around like regulations and things like that, but I've been really kind of paying attention to what Andre Casterman is doing with DNI as well, like the TFDI. And it looks like Xinfin is going to be like the main player around this space. More so, it looks like XDC is going to be the settlement token within a large portion of the trade finance area, as they do have direct connections, for example, to like HSBC, SAB, etc. So to have them really kind of sitting here talking more so about Contour, for example, as like their main thing, as well as like even mentioning DLT, it really kind of puts me into a position where I'm thinking about how all of this is going to be sort of intertwined. We talk about like the bridge to R3 Corda as being pretty significant because it does allow for all of like the R3 Corda users to really kind of streamline adoption and interconnectivity within the trade finance digitization area, to utilize Xinfin, or if you will XDC, or even the Trada token for digital trade finance solutions. So this is what I have been watching for. I will definitely keep you guys updated on the Xinfin ecosystem growing, but also I will definitely pay attention more so about like trade finance digitization, as that has been like my main focus point since even starting talking about XDC. We have definitely been seeing a large portion of change around this specific area. I have been watching, for example, a lot of like the major, developments happening around, the Impul, bridge, but also even around like even R3 as well, because we still have to kind of pay attention to both of these. I know this is just kind of a bridge, but what R3 Corda is doing as well within the trade finance area is pretty significant, as they have been building out their connections for a while, and they're a very large leading name within the enterprise grade ecosystem around blockchain. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out.